What's going on, YouTubers, for ladies and gentlemen? It is the artist, formerly known as the Natural Born Thriller. I first of all want to say I apologize for not doing any type of wrestling reviews as of late, pertains to back in November, and now I'm back to try to catch up on everything. Now I got plans over how I'm gonna do that, but you'll find out once we get to it. But in the meantime, this will be your All Elite Wrestling review, pertains to November 13th, 2021, back on where it pertains to AEW Full Gear 2021 at Minneapolis, Minnesota, Target Center Arena, with the attendance of 10,442 AEW fans in attendance, and pertains to the buy rate of 145,000. That's a lot. And I can't wait to get to Revolution when we get to that part, because I think that in a way surpassed it. But we'll see. But under the promotion of All Elite Wrestling, a lot to go through here. But I'm not gonna go too much into it because again, I want to play catch up, and that will take too long to go through everything that's happened. But your commentators for the buy-in were Tony Schiavone and Excalibur. Pertains to the main show, I should say, is Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, and good old JR, Jim Ross. You also have your spanners. Yeah, they're spannering, but no, Spanish commentators, your French commentators, and your German commentators, and that's almost safe on there. Your ring announcer, Justin Roberts. Your referees, Aubrey Edwards, Bryce Remsburg, Paul Turner, and Rick Knox. Now, with that all out of the way, let's get to the buy-in. The buy-in feature Hikaru Shida and Thunder Rosa defeating Jimmy Hayter and Nyla Rose in a tag team match that also had Vicky Guerrero at ringside because of Nyla Rose. 12 minutes and 32 seconds lasted. The reason why this match was happening on the buy-in is because Hikaru Shida was going to be going up against, I think, Nyla Rose and Mortez to one of the tournament finals, I'm assuming. And Thunder Rosa will Mortez on her side of it as well, Mortez against Jimmy Hayter. I remember it was during that time where it takes to the TBS Championship title tournament. I'm assuming that's what it was. I'm pretty sure it was, if I can remember, because again, it's been a while. So bear with me here. But this was the match that it did, and I thought it was a good match. Of what it was, and then the faces won, I should say. Then we get to the opener of the show. Surprisingly, the opener was MJF versus Darby Allin. 22 minutes and 1 second it lasted, and it was a good match, a damn good match between those two, with MJF winning, and he did it in a way. Obviously, he cheated with the AEW Dynamite ring, and he said he was going to do what he did to Darby Allin by beating him. He could beat him with a headlock takedown, and that's what he did. Obviously, because with the damage being done itself in the way, is why it was done that way. But this was a great match to open the show. Then we follow with AEW World Tag Team Championship match that lasted 18 minutes and 36 seconds lasted with the Lucha Bros, Penta El Zero Romero and Rey Fenix being accompanied by Alex Abrahantes as they go up against FTR of Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler with Tully Blanchard at ringside. The match I thought was good too, until the finish happened, which I thought was stupid. It was not needed. It was unnecessary, and whoever booked this finish should not be booking a wrestling show ever again. I was just saying, or a wrestling match, as I say, at least with this one. So FTR had won the Lucha Mask in a way, because this was on the whole story that they'll lead up to, which is to what happened before leading up to Full Gear. So one of FTR was wearing the Luchador mask, where it was supposed to be where the one who wore the Luchador mask was not legal, and then Lucha Bros ended up paying that illegal opponent. It was weird. It's complicated to explain to folks. It made no sense. It shouldn't have made sense. Why was that even the finish of the match was beyond me. Why they would book that match to be like that in a way is beyond me. Who thought that was a good idea must be high as a kite to even think about that. That was going to be a booking way to try to protect FTR. In a way, it made FTR look bad. It also made it look stupid when you think about it. So what this finish did nothing for FTR, and to me it was a lackluster finish to a match that was very good until they did the finish. So there you go. Bryan Danielson versus Miro in the AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament Finals, where the winner receives a future AEW World Championship title match in the future. This match lasted 20 minutes with Bryan Danielson versus Miro, a match I thought was pretty damn good. With Bryan Danielson, surprisingly to me, in my surprising knowledge, Bryan Danielson went over. I thought, at least Miro would get the win, but instead they went Bryan Danielson. And then we see what they did with Bryan Danielson afterwards, which you'll find out how I'm going to catch up with this whole thing when it comes to, me trying to catch up everything that was everything that got in my way and that every situation that I was dealing with. But yeah, either way, Bryan Danielson got the win. And like, okay, that's fine. Well, it wasn't didn't hate that much, but to see what they did afterwards, again, wasn't it was a payoff in a way. I like the tag team match for the that finish FTR screwed them basically screwed over that like that. Anyways, next match was a four-way. I mean, a false count anywhere match, I should say. Six men false count anywhere match. 22 minutes and 20 seconds lasted with Christian Cage and Jurassic Express of Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus versus the Super Click of Alan Cole, baby, and the Young Bucks of Matt and Nick Jackson, or the way I call them, the Young Fox. Being accompanied by Brandon Cutler and Michael Nakazawa, who I was, Jim up 62, but luckily we haven't seen Michael Nakazawa anymore on TV. Where it is to Michael Naka, get the fuck on my TV, Kazawa. Just saying. This match itself, it was they brought everywhere in the ring, outside the ring, into the crowd. I think one point they even brought backstage or like somewhere from the concession stands in the way, and they had some puppets too in the way. In the end, it was Christian Cage and Jurassic Express getting the win. And to me, I thought it was shocking there too. I thought they would get the super click here, but instead they went with Christian Cage and Jurassic Express, and like, all right, whatever. This match to me, it was fine for what it was. To me, I think they clearly say this for Dynamite instead of having it on the card, especially what happened later on. Which later on I thought that match made more sense to be on the card because of the name of it itself, because of the city that they're in. This one, it was like they could have done without this. So Cody Rhodes and Pac, who is the bastard, being accompanied by Arn Anderson versus Malachi Black and Andrade El Idolo with Jose the Assistant at ringside. A tag match also that should not be needed on the card too, but it was 16 minutes and 51 seconds it lasted. To me, this should have been on Dynamite as well. This served no purpose on here either. Not saying the match was bad. It was good. I still enjoyed it. But still feel like this match should not have been on the card either. In the end, it was packing the win for his team. Only for the first comer afterwards, and then that was it for the end. I don't remember who was here. I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was FTR. If I recall. So, I don't know. I don't remember if it was them or not, but I digress. But it didn't last long anyways. The beatdown. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, the AEW Women's World Champion at that time, with Rebel and Jimmy Hayter versus Ty Conti. 15 minutes and 24 seconds lasted. Good match. I thought, Ty Conti looked good here. Both women looked good in a way. Ty Conti, the one thing I was talking about before is Ty Conti getting his opportunities. She's getting a lot more title opportunities than she ever did when she was in WWE, especially rotating her on NXT. They should really try with her instead of not trying with her at all. But AEW is doing that for her, give her justice, and she's capitalizing on it. She's improved a lot of it, of what she's been doing in AEW. So, in the end, obviously, no brainer here. Britt Baker won. Obviously, you have some cheating, and distractions in the first in the way too. But even with all that out of the way, I still didn't think that Britt Baker was going to go. So, but still a good match though. CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston. 11 minutes and 8 seconds lasted with the match started off with Eddie Kingston immediately going for the back fist to the future of CM Punk, which caught everyone off guard. Like, holy crap! Like, could Eddie Kingston get a win here for jumping the gun on CM Punk in the match? Before the match even started. Nope, that's not what happened. But the match still continued, and it'll be a pretty damn good match. In the end, it was CM Punk getting the win over Eddie Kingston. And Punk trying to get a handshake from Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston refused. People thought maybe it's going to be a heel turn coming up. Not the case at all, which I'm glad. I'm glad not doing that way, especially having with his two happen this year. But either way, great match here. The Inner Circle, which during of this year is no more, but we'll get to that once I play catch up. Chris Jericho, or we calling it as of late, Chris Jericho Hog, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, Santana Ortiz versus middle of the year of Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky and the American Top Team of Junior Del Santos, Andre Arlovsky, and Dan Lambert in a Minneapolis street fight, 19 minutes and 36 seconds. This match makes sense to be on the card here on the pay-per-view because of the name itself, the Minnesota street fight, because they were in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So at first, I was saying that this should not be on the card of this pay-per-view of Full Gear, but the name itself, I was backtrack and backpedal on that to say, yeah, it definitely was because of that. And the match was fun too. I didn't expect anything of this match, but this match was a lot of fun with a lot of weapons involved. I'm not going to go too much of what was involved, but there was plenty of weapons in this match here in a way. And George, Del Santos, a rookie in a way, he was not bad. If he ever wants to retire from MMA, or maybe just do part time for MMA and do full time in wrestling, he can have a shot here. And yes, he's great because of some spots that was done there, which was delayed in a way, but not gonna fault him. It was just one of those things that he off time in a way. I'm sure Sherry talking about what happened with Chris Jericho, because with Chris Jericho, he's always has been in that position, especially back in the days of WWE. So, but I digress. But of course, and speaking of Jericho Hawk has to get the win on all people on Dan Lambert. I mean, and again, I didn't want Inner Circle to win, especially who of the Inner Circle isn't winning. If there was anyone that of the Inner Circle could have won this match, maybe it could have been Santana, maybe it could have been Sammy Guevara, but it had to be Chris Jericho. And yes, he did the frog splash for tribute for Eddie Guerrero, because which the irony by the way, because during Minneapolis, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, it's the same city, the same state, where Eddie Guerrero unfortunately passed away back in 2005. Basically around this time of this month, of that, of November. In fact, isn't it? Yes, it is. It was that anniversary date, November 13th, that Eddie Guerrero did pass away. So, I mean, there were a lot of tributes for Eddie Guerrero on the show here, especially for which I didn't get to mention too, the Lucha Bros. I believe it was Ray Phoenix on this side, and I think also you have Penta Zero this one that saw, and then maybe it was Dark Tower this side too. Also, I think Britt Baker made this side too, or maybe it was Ty Conti. I can't remember either way. And then Ortiz Eddie Kingston, but Ortiz to the Eddie chance. Obviously, they'll change for Eddie Kingston, but Ortiz Eddie chance. Just the name, itself, Eddie is another tribute to the late great Eddie Guerrero. So, and it just really frustrated me too, folks, because during that time where I should have been doing the review, it should have been that time for me to do it instead of doing it right here, right now, later, delaying it for this long. And I hate myself for not doing that because I'm a huge Eddie Guerrero fan and I love Eddie Guerrero to death, and I feel like I didn't do any justice if I didn't mention Eddie Guerrero at all, if Batista review itself. And the fact that I kind of did no justice at all if I didn't do it on, and that I didn't do it on that time on that day. But in the type of justice, I hope I just did do its best pertains to be on Mr. J's channel, which is doing live reaction for Full Gear that night. Hopefully that was doing enough of justice for the great Eddie Guerrero. So rest in peace, Eddie. But yeah, Inner Circle won. Not that enthusiastic of Inner Circle of just Chris Jericho winning. Because I'm getting sick to death of Chris Jericho right now. Before we get to the main event, Tony Schiavone on the stage, he announced um, a new member to the AEW family, to the AEW roster, who is all elite with AEW from Ring of Honor. Because during that time, Ring of Honor was closing their doors, so we thought, But we'll get to a little more down the line. I'll do more of these, these catching up on these reviews for AEW, and we'll tend to be talking about Ring of Honor's final battle. But former two-time Ring of Honor World Champion Jay Lethal, and I couldn't believe it. Jay Lethal came out with some kind of remix of their version of Macho Ray Sanders' what's it called pumps and circumstances. I guess what it's called. But Jay Lethal came out and he was going, ooh yeah, and then he's like something about Tony said he was going to do that, so that I guess with Tony, and then basically he challenges Sammy Guevara for the TNT title. And Sammy Guevara says anytime it didn't work. And then that was it. Yeah, basically Sammy Guevara came out to confront him. And yeah, the match was on from there. But yeah, I was so happy and so ecstatic to see Jay Lethal return. And to debut on AEW, to be on AEW, I like because versus the Ring of Honor, I like I haven't been catching up on Ring of Honor as of late, for these couple of years I've missed out. But for my reasons too of it, not from pertains to what I was going through for the past few months, just for pertains to years itself, and with every controversial thing that's going on, and not because of other Jay Lethal allegations, because there's no proof of it, of as of late of anyone of it. All this is a she says, type of thing, which I'm not gonna fault them lies or anything. Again, I don't want to call lies in a way, unless there is some evidence, unless there was some proof that Jalen had something to do with what happened, since to Taylor Hendricks or anyone else that Kelly Klein may have said something away. Unless I hear something for that, that's coming out that Jericho has something to do, or a sabotage or something like that anyway. But since it's the whole speaking out movement thing, even though before the whole speaking out movement happened, this been going on way before the speaking out movement. But unless I hear something different, then it'll be a different conversation for to talk about that. But in the meantime, Jericho is here in the AEW, and I was so happy until I see what they've been doing with him. And I have not been happy with that. Maybe it's because of the allegations. Maybe it's because some other things that was said behind the scenes. Some rumors I've heard about that I didn't even know that was even a thing. Which is the whole CM Punk and AJ Lee thing, or in this case AJ Mendez. But I don't know what the reason is. But all we've been saying for Jericho is that he's been wrestling on AEW Dark. So I don't even know how that show is now. Now, folks, because I stopped watching that show because to me that show ain't worth watching anymore. So, but now we get to the main event, and I can't remember what else happened on the show besides Jay Lethal making his debut. I'm pretty sure something else happened, but I just can't remember what else happened. But the main event, the Hangman and Page versus the AEW World Champion, Kenny Omega being accompanied by Don Callis. 25 minutes and 36 seconds lasted. A very good match with Don Callis getting involved. Young Bucks coming out later on, where they're teasing they might do something, but they didn't really do anything. They just stood there and watched the match play out. Let it play out. The whole thing that isn't that what the WWE drones, the WWE fanboys, WWE fangirls, all the WWE ass kissers always say, let it play out, let it play it out. Well, AEW knows how to let it play out their own ways, and they always actually deliver. They actually deliver on let it play out. Unlike WWE, who wants you to sit there and look stupid when they say so. Oh, let it play out, let it play out. And it's not what let's say too, by the way, or just her character or where her character's going in the way. Oh, let it play out, let it play out. Oh, yeah, it's doing so well for Elizabeth's character for her to let it play out. Anyways, and AEW has been letting this play out with change the storyline here. The storyline has been going on for almost 2 years between Kenny Omega and the Page. And finally, it culminated right here at Full Gear. And in the end, the Hangman and the Page got the win on Kenny Omega. And your new AEW World Champion. And then the Dark Order came out to celebrate with him. And that's I think it was great coming down and and that was it. And all I gotta say is to Kenny Omega, thank you, Kenny Omega, for for the Nike injuries that you put yourself through, for you to be the AEW World Champion, for you to be the Impact World Champion, the TNA World Champion, the Triple A Mega Champion, which he had to let that belt go now because he's taking a hiatus. Well, and by the way, with terms of his injury update of what I'm here so far, he's going to be gone for the rest of this year. He's getting some surgeries. He basically was take time off to take to meditate in a way, but I guess that wasn't working the way he thought it would. So he's basically getting surgeries for some I think he got one of them done already, but there's other injuries he does take care of too once he's having more surgery. So yeah, I think he's gonna be gone for the rest of this year. We might see him return at Full Gear unless if he's on some supplements, but I doubt that he takes those things. Um, but unless there's another way to him to recover and speed recovery to come back, maybe who knows? But of what I'm hearing, the way it looks to me, we won't be seeing Kenny Omega until I believe in 2023. So, but hey, if that's the case, Kenny Omega, take your time. Take as much time of you need because you done your best. You done all you can. You are the best bout machine, and you carry the this company on the shoulder, on your shoulder, on your back, on your neck, on top of your head. You carry this company to the best of your mouth, and you deserve this time off for being the AEW World Champion for that long. And I think it can make us the longest AEW World Champion in a company. Because maybe he won the belt back in December when he beat Moxley in which one's coming. So it's been 11 months so far he's been champion. So and that's a track, the one come close to it of being the long champ, the second long champion is Jon Moxley. So, but there you go. But that was the show. That was AEW Full Gear 2021, folks. So my overall stream of the show, I thought the show was great. It did its best. It is what needed to be done and what it needed to offer. And at the end, the best outcome of it was AEW put the belt on the Hangman Page for a long which is the long-term booking of a storyline that's been starting since day one with AEW, and they did it right. and the right person did it on the right forum too. So I'm gonna go with 10 out of 10. Stupendous, more stupendous than what WrestleMania could be doing, which were with their pathetic cards. Just saying. But that being said, thank you all for watching. For it is the artist, formerly known as the Natural Born Drug Necessity. These honest wishes to all you to be well, stay safe, take care of yourself, everything that's going on in the world, wear your mask before you wear any type of gloves of any kind. Make sure to hand sanitize your hands at all times. And to be better, respectful, and to appreciate, to love one another. God bless one another. Live in peace and harmony for us all. For I am out here. Ta-ta for now. You all take care. Till next time.